I'm Lawrence Rue. My book is called Pre-Owned Odyssey and Rented Rooms. It records a pilgrimage by Prius, plane, bicycle, streetcar, and minivan. To differing degrees, mortality and mobility characterize the wayfarer's condition at various turns in the road. Like many others, he understands himself as a casualty of the fall, an intuition prompted by the leaves of trees and books, as well as his own sense of finitude and exile. He travels second class in used conveyances, and his journey ultimately leads nowhere. But as he saunters along, the pilgrim himself changes rather than his destination. He finds the end of the road in each step of the way and becomes the one he is. The first poem in the book is called Visionary Company. It was inspired by a dream my wife shared with me, and it goes like this. First thing this morning, 2 cats, a dog, and a lost boy entered from our backyard through the pet flap in your dream. Still half asleep, you told me that you found them in the children's room. Like CEOs with golden parachutes, the cats just went about their business undisturbed. The dog was our beloved Golden, Charlie. He'd lumber through that back door either way, glad to stay if anything was there to eat, or go back out to play. The little stranger made you wonder, who was he and why? Take your pick among whatever terms the nomenclature of the state applies these days to unexpected guests. No, leave that ancient gate ajar. Welcome, mystery. Others have handed us along so far in our dark pilgrimage. We've learned strangers may need our help along their way. The fourth poem in Pre-Owned Odyssey and Rented Rooms is called Connecting Flights. It describes a business trip which took me back to my hometown where I visited my elderly father. In some ways, it is about art and the effect it can have on us, whether it is painting or poetry or some other art. Connecting flights. Twisted neon tubes illuminate arcades that span midways moving walkways. I'm flying home to see my father and join a group of teachers to discuss biblical poetry. At the Best Western, I share a room with Sharif, a Tucson native whose Sufi wit inspires a second look at God's almighty bipolarity. Before we theorize about divine machinery and traffic management of transcendental flight for passengers like us between stops, halfway home. No chariot of fire here gives us a lift. My father soon will fall like fruit too ripe with time, oblivious, the way his mother took her leave in loneliness apart, her family and friends unrecognizable. Aglow and etched in bright green neon tubes like those at Midway Terminal, a cactus signifies the Saguaro drugstore's open. I often pass it heading east on Grant. In front of me, the Catalinas call to mind a watercolor that my father painted one rainy day that made him keep indoors. For a second, the world looks inside out and freshly rinsed, as though the mountains stay with us, however far away we go. Thanks for your attention. I hope you enjoy the poems.